It was like I was his slave. The other thing that disgusted me was his habit of spitting at the hole if he missed a putt. Steve Williams, Tiger's former caddy, made this bold statement that no one saw coming. Golf has been a breeding ground for cheaters, tantrum throwers, and guys who think the rules don't apply to them. And Tiger's not alone in this. Patrick Reed, the guy who won the 2018 Masters, but honestly, he's the type who could win any big trophy and still not have any friends. Reed's golf resume is to be blamed for that part. His cheating allegations? Oh, they're a highlight of his every tournament. During the 2019 Hero World Challenge, Reed, in a bunker, conveniently brushes away sand behind his ball before hitting it. Cameras caught him, people called him out, and Reed's defense? I didn't break any rules. Yeah, sure, buddy. And then there's his bad teammate reputation. You know that one person in a group project who does zero work, and later blames everyone else when the project fails, acting like a true leader? Yeah, that's Patrick Reed in every Ryder Cup. During the 2018 Ryder Cup, Reed threw Jordan Spieth and Tiger Woods under the bus when he didn't get his way. Reed, who had been a key player in the previous Ryder Cup, was expecting to be one of the stars again. However, Captain Jim Furyk didn't pair him with Jordan Spieth as expected, opting instead to pair Spieth with Justin Thomas. This sparked a meltdown from Reed, who publicly complained that Spieth didn't want to play with him. Reed felt slighted and immediately took to the media to air his grievances. He even accused Spieth of not being a true partner and implied that it wasn't his decision to be separated from him, putting all the blame on his teammates. That's some next-level drama. When the US lost, Reed blamed Team USA's captain Jim Furyk for not putting him in the final match, all while ignoring the fact that his own performance had been not up to the mark. He's the guy who blames everyone but himself when things go south. Classic. Now, let's talk about family drama. Reed's cut off from his family, like, totally no contact. And it has been messy for years now. His parents, Bill and Jean Reed, have publicly spoken about the falling out, which stems from a series of personal and professional issues. In 2014, Reed's parents claimed that he had cut them off after they didn't approve of some of his decisions, particularly involving his college transfer from the University of Georgia to Augusta State University. Things got even more intense when Reed married his wife, Justine, who has reportedly become the gatekeeper to Reed's life, handling his social media and interactions with the public. Reed's family has even mentioned that Justine runs his social media accounts, blocking and threatening anyone who criticizes Patrick online. And when I say threat, I'm not bluffing. Patrick Reed filed a $750 million defamation lawsuit in 2019 against Golf Channel analyst Brandel Chambly and a few other media outlets. Why? Reed claimed that the media outlets and Chambly had made false and defamatory statements about his character, alleging they were trying to ruin his career. And this was again when he was caught improving his lie in 2019 Hero World Challenge. But despite the grand sum of the lawsuit, it was tossed out in 2020 by a judge. The judge ruled that Reed's defamation claim had no legal grounds, essentially throwing out his attempt to collect millions for alleged reputational harm. Reed's got a championship, but he's also got a trail of chaos behind him. Drama, lawsuits, family fallout, and a bad rep as a teammate. It's not just his swing that's a problem. It's the personality that comes with it. If Patrick Reed is the villain we love to hate, then Bryson DeChambeau's got that mad scientist energy that'll drive you crazy in a whole different way. This guy has tried to turn golf into a science experiment many times. And not once did it go well with everyone. Major wins? Sure, he's got them. But a personality to match? Not so much. For years, he has been a lightning rod for controversy, and 2021 only added fuel to the fire. Bryson will take minutes to line up a putt. In fact, during the 2019 PGA Championship, his methodical play became a joke on the tour. It's like he's solving the theory of relativity. His fellow players have lost it more than once, with some even mocking him for taking longer than a Netflix show episode to hit one shot. If you're behind him on the course, you've got time to grab lunch, check your emails, maybe even binge a couple episodes of your favorite show while you're at it. But if you thought that was the peak of Bryson drama, think again. 2019 also saw his infamous feud with Brooks Koepka, a rivalry that turned golf into the WWE. The whole thing started when Koepka was interviewed at the PGA Championship in May 2019, and Bryson walked by him, causing Koepka to roll his eyes on camera. The beef spiraled from there. Bryson threw shots at Koepka's mental toughness, calling him soft, while Koepka mocked Bryson's over-the-top focus on his physique and his obsession with numbers. Koepka even posted a video mocking Bryson's swing in slow motion. The feud became a meme factory for people, but the real tension was how much it affected the vibe on the course. Then came the LIV Golf move. In 2022, Bryson DeChambeau made a big move to LIV Golf, a new league offering huge paychecks. A lot of people were upset, feeling like Bryson left the PGA Tour for money, just like other big names like Phil Mickelson and Sergio Garcia. Some people understood that it was a financial decision, but to many, it made Bryson look like a villain who chose cash over loyalty to the PGA. Then there's Bryson's obsession with physics and numbers. The guy is always carrying around a notebook, acting like every swing is a science experiment. In 2020, he started getting bigger and hitting the ball farther, claiming it was all about physics. He'd talk about it nonstop, saying his method was changing the game of golf. But his "I know better" attitude made him seem arrogant, especially when he tried to tell other players how to swing. It's like that friend who goes on and on about how an app works, and you just don't care. Bryson is definitely talented, but his mad scientist vibe hasn't helped him win any popularity contests. Between his slow play, the drama with Koepka leaving for LIV, and his know-it-all attitude, Bryson became one of the most hated players in golf by 2021, and it looks like he's not making any friends anytime soon. Then comes Phil Mickelson, the nice guy of golf, or so we thought. He's won 6 major championships, been a fan favorite, and was basically the poster child for feel-good golf moments. But then, 2021 happened, and everything went south faster than one of his wild putts. Let's start with the gambling issues. Mickelson's reputation rolled down the hill when it came out that he had some serious gambling debts. We're talking millions, like, enough to make anyone question their financial decisions. People started wondering if that Phil, the good guy image, was just an act. After all, how could a man who's got so much money and success still gamble away millions? It didn't exactly scream role model. Then came the LIV golf drama. Mickelson made headlines when he signed up for the breakaway Saudi-backed league, LIV Golf, in 2022. That's when his comments about the Saudi regime's human rights record caused a huge stir. Phil called them scary and said he was only dealing with them because he wanted to take down the PGA Tour. You can't be both a critic of human rights abuses and still take their money. It was a bad look. His "I'm just in it for the competition" excuse just made him look like he was doing everything for the paycheck. The guy who always played the role of the humble, lovable underdog turned into the guy chasing cash and making questionable decisions. Mickelson still got the talent, but his image? Can't say much about that. He's no longer the fan favorite he once was. In fact, by 2022, Mickelson had become one of the most divisive figures in golf. It's safe to say that Phil, the good guy narrative, is officially dead. But then comes Sergio Garcia. Remember him? The once golden boy of Spanish golf who turned into a walking temper tantrum with a golf club real quick. He's known for his fiery attitude on and off the course, often making headlines for his outbursts rather than his swing. When things don't go his way, Garcia's more likely to throw his clubs than make a comeback. In 2017, during the BMW Championship, he actually spat in the hole out of frustration. But does it stop there? Of course not. And who could forget the fried chicken joke? In 2016, Sergio Garcia made a comment about Tiger Woods' then-fiancée, Lindsey Vonn, which was widely considered offensive and inappropriate. During a dinner at the European Tour's event, Garcia was asked about facing Tiger at the Masters, and he joked, "We'll have fried chicken at the wedding." And that was not the only sexist remark he made. His temper often got the better of him, especially when dealing with female reporters. During interviews, he made snarky and disrespectful comments toward women covering the sport. Sergio's game may have earned him trophies, but his temper and track record for drama have given him a spot on the golf hate list for good. After Sergio's off-the-course mess, Greg Norman stepped in to shake things up in golf's biggest drama, LIV Golf. Greg Norman, the man who made waves in golf. His leadership of the Saudi-backed league turned him into the face of golf's most hated project, and he's never been shy about stirring the pot. Before LIV, Norman had a reputation for being self-absorbed, a bit of a diva. Fellow pros like Seve Ballesteros and Nick Faldo also had issues with Norman's ego. They criticized him for being self-centered and acting as though the game revolved around him. In fact, Ballesteros was known for publicly calling Norman out on his overly aggressive, me-first attitude on the course. Norman's own actions, like when he famously pulled out of the 1996 Masters Media Day to avoid questions about his personal life, only amplified the perception that he prioritized his brand over the sport and his relationships with other players. And then came Tiger Woods. Let's just say the two never got along. Tiger, ever the professional, threw subtle jabs at Norman over the years. In 2008, when Norman was openly critical of Tiger's involvement in the design of golf courses, Tiger, being the king of subtle shade, responded by saying, "Greg's got his opinion, and that's fine. He's entitled to it. But I've done my job." It was one of those lines that made you think, is this a compliment or a burn? The tension really only grew during the 2010 PGA Championship when Tiger was asked about Norman's involvement with LIV Golf. Tiger's response was loaded with sarcasm. "I'm not sure why Greg would go in that direction, but it's his decision." He didn't outright criticize him, but the icy tone said it all. And it wasn't just in interviews. On the course, Norman and Tiger always had an unspoken rivalry, fueled by Tiger's dominance in the game. Norman's ego never took kindly to being overshadowed, and Tiger didn't exactly help by turning every shot into a reminder of why he was the face of golf. The bad blood between them felt like one of those awkward family gatherings where you know there's drama, but no one talks about it directly. Tiger Woods, back in the day, was basically the definition of arrogance in golf. His famous 2000 to 2002 stretch, where he won 8 out of 11 major tournaments, made him feel untouchable. He made every swing look effortless, but the arrogance? It was loud. Fellow players like Jesper Parnevik didn't hold back when calling him out for being a bit too full of himself. Parnevik even said that Tiger was an arrogant guy who didn't know how to treat people, especially after he married Ellen Nordegren and became this media titan. But soon, his reputation took a downfall in 2009. The mess of affairs. Media dug deep and uncovered a bunch of women Tiger had been cheating with. Yeah, a bunch. Once it all hit the fan, Tiger had no choice but to go on national TV and apologize for being a player in all the wrong ways. If you were rooting for him, it was a total ouch moment. But wait, people had more reasons to hate him in 2010. After the bombshells dropped, Tiger Woods did the unthinkable. He stepped away from golf and checked into rehab for sex addiction. People were calling him all sorts of things. A cheater, a disappointment, a public disgrace, and whatnot. The guy who was once the face of perfection was now in rehab, trying to fix his personal life. It was a public relations disaster. Golf might act all polished and proper, but underneath it all, it's got more beef than a reality TV show. So, who's your least favorite? Do you think they can ever redeem themselves, or are they stuck with that villain status forever? Let me know what you think.